So I'd rather, be showed something than not. So that kind of reminds me of the point, at least when it comes to cameras. Right now, I am, basically playing with a Nikon D3300, as well as now just learning how to use a Nikon D5500, which don't be like me because I can definitely tell you both times when I first got new cameras to try to learn how to do, storm photography. My bright idea was basically to go out during a nighttime thunderstorm and try to capture lightning. I can plain out tell you that my images either came out completely black or completely white. Never did catch any bolts. So just kind of giving you that, heads up. If you're getting a new camera, actually learn how to use your equipment before you try to go out storm chasing. I know other people kind of tell you to the fact of, learn how to chase first and then photography. I'll be honest, I'm quite the opposite. I really feel like you should learn if photography is something that you're wanting to do, especially in terms of storm chasing, to actually learn how to photography and then storm chase. Because to me, for some weird reason, photography is like to me the hardest. It's not something that I was naturally born for, even though I've always been told that I have the eye, for things, especially, the beauty of, the scenes and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not something that I, was born into it. It's, still something that I have to learn, which kind of leads me to the, next thing. Use what you have on hand. Don't go out to buy the most expensive item that is out there in terms of equipment. You can start out with your cell phone. I'll be honest, like my first several years when it came to storm chasing, like that, especially since documenting wise, was basically just a cell phone. And in all reality, most pictures that I post on my social media is mainly basically from my phone. But the way that I edit my pictures, half the time, it'd be kind of hard questioning as to whether that's really truly a phone picture versus an actual camera picture. Some people can tell, but others it might be a little difficult to tell whether or not that's really a phone picture versus a camera picture. So just kind of throwing that out there that, you can learn how to edit your pictures like as though you're taking pictures through a camera. Another thing that kind of reminds me too, when I was first learning things, I kind of wish people would have told you about lenses. Like this is a broken lens, um, which this shows you right here. This gives you basically the opportunity to either have it in autofocus or manual focus. Okay, so manual focus, as you can tell, you can basically, like twist this part, etc. And the reason why I say that this is broke because when I got it, I don't know if somebody, made the same mistake that I've, almost done before by, forcefully twisting, the lens, trying to act like as though it's manual focus when it was in autofocus. Because once it's in autofocus, you know, you can't turn this. This portion right here doesn't turn. Like this portion down here turns, then you can lower it or raise it, to however far. Like this goes up to 55, millimeters, or at least and that's the focus point. Versus, so like you can't twist that, but if you forcefully twist this, like as though it was manual focus, you'll basically, strip it and it'll become loose, wobbly, etc. So unfortunately this is, since I buy my gear used, that's like, we'll bring up another point. Be more specific on questions on the condition of the lenses, to make sure that it's actually in working order. Because yes, this works, but it kind of a pain, which I don't understand why I'm still using it, but probably just due to the fact because it was like the first lens I bought myself. So, I mean, but it's just to kind of give you a heads up. So if you get a new lens and it's in, autofocus, you're not going to be able to twist that no matter, I mean, you can twist it, but I mean, you'd have to forcefully twist it to where it'll mess up the lens. Versus if you have it in manual focus and then you can, adjust it however way you want it to get your subject in focus. So just kind of giving you a heads up if you're new to photography and don't know anything about lenses, if you're wanting to focus the subject yourself, make sure it is in, manual focus versus autofocus. Which I mean, it doesn't bother me like how you have your, camera set up. That's your own preference. I'm not one to judge. I know everyone basically tells you, oh, you should have everything in manual focus and autofocus is evil, etc. Yada yada yada. I mean, I'm just plain out telling you, I don't really, it doesn't bother me like how you have it set up. Most people, it's, especially in storm chasing, careers, it's more to the fact of just getting the shot. I can just plain out tell you that it's for most people, it's just to get the shot. So if you have it in autofocus, that's fine. If you have it in manual focus, that's fine. So, but I know for me, it's more of I'm teaching myself manual focus. So if you are new to photography and wanting to learn manual focus, make sure it's in manual focus. Don't force your lens if to be manual focus if it's in autofocus, because if not, like I stated already probably more than once, that you could strip the lens, etc., and break it. So I mean, like my lens, even though I still use it, I have to be very extremely careful and like literally hold it sometimes just due to the fact because of it being broken and stripped, and so it's kind of wobbly. So I have to be extremely careful on using it, which that's what I'm saying. I just need to get rid of this lens and just use my other one that's, similar to this for my camera. But, so I'm just kind of curious, you know, as a, a self-taught photographer myself, what other things do you kind of wish you had learned prior to, starting photography, or what's something that you accidentally have broken or did by mistake that, you kind of wish you would have known prior to the fact. So, I mean, this just kind of gives you an example, or at least of the lens. But I'd be kind of curious as to, what is something that you have learned that you kind of wish that you had known prior to learning it. So just, let me know. But other than that, I hope everyone has a great day.